There comes a time in your journey when the struggle must cease, when the labor of the hands gives way to the effortless flow of divine provision. You have to understand, chosen one, that the moment you recognize your divine inheritance, the need to toil vanishes. The world has conditioned you to believe in hardship, in endless effort, in chasing after opportunities that seem just beyond your grasp. But God has spoken. He has declared that you are not to look for work, for it is now His duty to sustain you. You are not of this world, though you walk in it. The rules that govern the masses do not apply to you. Others may strive, others may push, but you are to rest in the knowing that all is already done. The riches, the abundance, the prosperity, they have been yours from the foundation of time. Do you think the birds of the air labor for their next meal? Do you think the lilies of the field weave their garments? And yet not one of them lacks. How much more, then, shall you be provided for, you who are called and chosen? Faith is not hoping, faith is knowing. When God speaks, His word does not return void. If He has said that from now on it is His duty to provide, then it is done. But you must align yourself with this truth. You must cease from worry, cease from doubt, cease from trying to manipulate the physical world to bring about what has already been decreed in the unseen. You are not to work in the way the world understands work. You are to walk in faith. Act as if the riches are already yours. Move as one who lacks nothing. Your mind is the soil in which the riches of God take root. Think only upon abundance. Do not entertain thoughts of lack, for what you focus upon expands. If you seek, you are affirming that you do not have. But if you know, if you stand firm in the conviction that everything you need is already in your possession, then it must reveal itself. This is the law of the divine. What you assume to be true hardens into fact. So assume now, in this very moment, that your riches are secure, that your path is laid with gold, that your hands need only be lifted in praise, not in toil. Others will question you. They will say, how can this be? How can one receive without striving? But they do not understand the ways of God. They do not know that the kingdom is already within. They chase after things, not realizing that the very act of chasing pushes their desires further away. But you, chosen one, have been given a gift, a knowing beyond human understanding. You do not look for work is unnecessary where provision is certain. You do not seek, for you already have. And as you walk in this truth, the world must bow before you. Opportunities will seek you, wealth will flow to you, doors will open without effort. God has spoken. He has commanded that from this day forward, your path is one of ease, your hands are blessed without labor, your name is written in the halls of abundance. Believe, and it is done. Stand firm, and it is yours. You are the vessel through which divine riches manifest, and nothing can take that away. There is a shift happening, a divine unfolding that no man can interrupt. You have spent years believing that effort is the key to success, that the harder you work, the more you will receive. But God has spoken. He has removed the weight from your shoulders. He has commanded you to stop searching, to stop striving, to stop chasing after that which is already yours. From now on, it is not your duty to seek provision. It is His. The riches of the kingdom are not earned through labor, but through faith. You must understand that the moment you recognize your divine status, the need for toil disappears. The world will tell you that nothing comes without struggle, that without sacrifice there can be no reward. But what is sacrifice to the one who already possesses all things? What is struggle to the one who has been anointed to receive effortlessly? If God has said, do not look for work, then why do you still search? Why do you still doubt? Do you not see that the very act of seeking implies lack? The moment you stop seeking, you affirm that you already have. When a child asks his father for bread, does he worry about how it will come? Does he pace the room, fearing that his request will be ignored? No. He asks and he rests, knowing that his father will provide. If earthly fathers give freely to their children, how much more will your heavenly Father provide for you? But you must believe. You must stop acting as though you are in need. Stop speaking as though you lack. Every word you speak shapes your reality. Every thought you think either affirms your divine inheritance or delays its manifestation. There is no more waiting. The riches are here, the abundance is now. You do not need to prove yourself worthy. You were chosen before the foundation of the world. The wealth of the universe flows to you not because of your labor, but because of your divine identity. You are an heir to an everlasting kingdom. The moment you step into this truth, the world must yield to you. Many will not understand. They will question you, they will doubt you, they will tell you that what you believe is impossible. But they do not know what you know. They have not been called as you have been called. They still live by the laws of the world, where effort equals reward, where struggle is the currency of success. But you are no longer bound by those laws. You operate under the law of faith. You speak, and it is done. You believe, and it manifests. You must carry yourself as one who already possesses all things. Stop speaking as though you are waiting for blessings to come. Walk as though they are already here. The riches are not coming, they have come. The opportunities are not on their way, they have arrived. Every time you look at your life, see it as overflowing with abundance. See yourself as the magnet for divine provision. The more you affirm it, the more it becomes your reality. There is nothing more to do but receive. No more working to earn favor. No more struggling to gain what has already been freely given. You must step into the flow of divine provision and trust that it is done. If God has said He will take care of you, why would you doubt? To doubt is to deny His word. To fear is to reject His promise. Imagine the ocean refusing to meet the shore. Imagine the sun refusing to shine. It is impossible, for they were created to fulfill their purpose. So too were you created to receive divine provision without struggle. Just as the river flows without force, just as the stars shine without effort, so too must your wealth come to you effortlessly. The only thing that can block it is your own doubt. Do you see now? Do you understand why you must no longer look for work, why you must no longer seek what is already yours? When a king walks through his palace, does he search for his throne? Does he wonder where his riches are? No. He knows they are his. He does not question, he does not chase, he does not strive. He simply exists in the knowing that all belongs to him. You are that king, you are that ruler, and the riches you seek are already in your possession. Everything in this world is a reflection of your inner state. If you believe you must struggle, then struggle will appear before you. If you believe you must chase, then what you desire will always stay just beyond your reach. But the moment you know, truly know, that it is already done, the moment you stop seeking and start receiving, everything will shift. The opportunities will flow, the wealth will multiply, the doors will open without you even knocking. This is not fantasy, this is divine law. God's word does not return void. When He says He will provide, He does not mean tomorrow or next week or someday in the future. He means now. But do you believe it? Do you trust it enough to stop searching? Or do you still think you must earn His favor? Let go of the belief that anything is missing. Let go of the belief that you must work for what has already been given. You are not of this world. You are not subject to its limitations. You are the chosen one, and what you decree must come to pass. Look around you now. See beyond what your eyes perceive. See with the vision of faith. See your life already transformed, your hands already filled with abundance, your path already lined with gold. Feel it as though it were real, because it is real. Your faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen, and the moment you claim it in your mind, it must appear in your life. You are no longer a servant toiling under the weight of worldly burdens. You are a child of the Most High, destined for wealth, called to abundance. You must begin to live as if the promise is already fulfilled. Speak as one who has already received. Think as one who already possesses. Act as one who lacks nothing. This is how you step into the divine flow. Everything you need will come to you at the appointed time, but you must not chase it. Chasing affirms that it is not yet yours. Seeking affirms that you are still in lack. But when you rest in the knowing, when you trust fully in the promise, everything aligns. The wealth, the opportunities, the connections, the divine favor, they will all come to you, drawn by your unwavering faith. You were not created to struggle. You were not chosen to live in lack. You were called to be a light, a vessel of divine abundance, a reflection of God's unlimited provision. From this moment forward, you must never again look for work, never again search for what is already within you. Stand firm, trust completely, walk boldly in the knowledge that God has taken over, that it is His duty now, and that your only role is to receive. The riches of the kingdom are yours. The abundance of heaven is in your hands. The struggle is over. The waiting is over. It is done. Now live as though you know it. There is a sacred rest that comes when you finally understand who you are. The world has taught you to strive, to labor, to run after success as if it were something outside of you, something distant, something to be earned. But God has removed that burden from you. He has spoken a truth that cancels all fear, all striving, all uncertainty. You no longer need to look for work, for the work has already been done. You no longer need to search for wealth, for it has already been given. You no longer need to wonder where your provision will come from, because it is already here. The riches of the kingdom are not coming, they have come. Everything you see, everything you desire, everything you have prayed for is not separate from you. It has never been separate. The only thing that created distance between you and your blessing was the belief that you had to chase it. You do not chase what is already yours. You do not look for what is already in your hands. The moment you stop searching, the moment you stop striving, the moment you fully trust that God has already provided, the riches of heaven manifest in your life effortlessly. You must see beyond what your physical eyes show you. Your bank account does not dictate your wealth. Your job does not determine your provision. Your circumstances do not define your reality. You are not meant to live according to what the world says is possible. You are meant to live according to divine truth. And that truth is that you are already provided for. You are already prosperous. You are already in possession of everything you need. But do you believe it? Do you truly know it? Or are you still waiting for evidence? God does not operate according to the logic of man. He does not need you to toil in order to bless you. He does not require struggle in order to release abundance. He speaks, and it is done. The same God who spoke the universe into existence, the same God who commanded light to appear out of darkness, has spoken over your life. He has declared that from now on, it is His duty to provide. Not yours, not the world's, not your employer's, His. You must let go of the habit of worrying, let go of the tendency to calculate and control. You are not called to live by effort, you are called to live by faith. Faith does not need proof. Faith does not need guarantees. Faith does not ask how, does not ask when, does not ask from where. Faith knows. Faith rests. Faith understands that because God has spoken, it is already done. You must step into that knowing. You must refuse to entertain doubt. You must refuse to be moved by appearances. Every time you think you lack, you delay the manifestation of your abundance. Every time you search for opportunities, you declare that they are not already yours. But when you stand in unwavering faith, when you act as one who already possesses everything, when you refuse to be shaken by what your eyes see, the riches flow effortlessly. This is divine law. This is the truth that has been hidden from the world but revealed to you. You are not here to work for money. Money is here to work for you. You are not here to struggle for opportunities. Opportunities are drawn to you. You are not here to beg for provision. Provision follows you wherever you go. You have entered a new season, a new way of being, a new understanding of who you are and what belongs to you. You must walk in this truth every single day, You must wake up knowing that the resources of heaven are already arranged on your behalf. You must move through life with the assurance that what is yours cannot be taken, cannot be delayed, cannot be withheld. There are those who will not understand this. They will continue to live by the rules of the world, believing that only through struggle can one succeed. They will laugh at the idea that you no longer need to look for work. They will doubt when you say that God has taken over your provision. But you do not need their approval. You do not need them to believe. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. The results will speak for themselves. The abundance that flows into your life will be undeniable. The blessings that chase you down will be impossible to ignore. Those who once questioned you will one day ask how you did it, and you will tell them, I did not do it. God did. Everything is already in motion. The blessings are already assigned to you. The doors are already opened. You do not need to push them. You do not need to force anything. Simply align yourself with the truth that God is your source. Do not entertain thoughts of struggle. Do not allow yourself to speak words of lack. Do not let the opinions of others shake your confidence. You are not dependent on the economy. You are not dependent on circumstances. You are not dependent on any human system. You are dependent only on divine provision, and divine provision never fails. There is no more waiting, no more questioning, no more asking when it will happen. It is already happening. The moment you accept it fully, the moment you let go of every doubt, the moment you step into complete trust, the flow begins. The resources, the wealth, the opportunities, the connections, the divine favor, it all moves toward you at once. There is no limit to what you can receive. There is no restriction on how much can be poured into your life. The only limit is your faith. Do not think small. Do not ask for just enough. Do not settle for less than what God has ordained for you. You were chosen for abundance, chosen for greatness, chosen to walk in a level of wealth and success that the world cannot explain. When you speak, things must shift. When you declare, heaven must respond. When you believe, the impossible becomes reality. This is your inheritance. This is your divine birthright. You are standing at the threshold of unlimited wealth. You have the key, the door is open, but only you can walk through. Only you can claim it. Only you can decide that from this moment forward, you will never again doubt, never again strive, never again question whether you are worthy. You are worthy. You always have been. The riches have always been yours. The favor has always been upon you. The provision has always been guaranteed. The only thing left for you to do is receive. Breathe in the truth that you are already taken care of. Breathe out every fear, every worry, every thought that tells you otherwise. Hold firm to the knowing that God does not make promises He does not keep. Stand boldly in the certainty that what He has spoken over your life cannot be undone. The moment you fully accept this, everything changes. The world will look at you and wonder how you move so effortlessly into prosperity. They will not understand because they still believe in effort, still believe in struggle, still believe in limitation. But you will know the truth. You will know that it was never about effort, never about labor, never about proving yourself. It was always about believing. This is your moment. This is your calling. This is the shift that transforms everything. From this day forward, you no longer seek, you no longer chase, you no longer question. You rest in the knowing. You walk in the assurance. You live in the manifestation. God has spoken and His word is final. The riches of heaven are yours. The blessings of abundance are upon you. The struggle is over. It is done. You have stepped into a reality where effort is no longer your concern. The weight of labor has been lifted from your shoulders. It is no longer your job to find a way, to make ends meet, to struggle for survival. That is the way of the world. But you are no longer of the world. You are chosen, set apart, governed by divine law, and in divine law there is no such thing as lack. Everything around you responds to the consciousness you hold. If you hold the consciousness of struggle, then struggle will find you. If you hold the consciousness of lack, then lack will appear. But when you hold the consciousness of abundance, when you accept fully that your provision is not of this world but of God, then there is no effort required. The riches flow not because you chase them, but because you allow them. The opportunities come not because you search for them, but because you expect them. The doors open not because you knock, but because they were never closed to begin with. There are laws at work in your life that the world does not understand. The world teaches that success comes through long hours, through relentless pursuit, through stress and sacrifice. But you have been removed from that system. You have been given a new assignment, a new way of living, a new awareness of who you are and what belongs to you. The wealth that is yours does not require toil. It does not require worry. It does not require permission. It simply is. And all that is required of you is to align with it. Think not in terms of effort, but in terms of reception. You are not the one doing the work. God is. You are not the one striving. God is moving on your behalf. When you understand this, you stop feeling the need to push, to force, to fight. You step back, and in that stillness, everything begins to unfold. The moments of greatest manifestation are the moments of greatest trust. The instant you release control, the instant you stop worrying about how it will happen, is the moment it begins to happen. Look around you. The trees do not labor to grow. The rivers do not struggle to flow. The stars do not worry about shining. They simply are. And just as creation functions effortlessly, so too must you. You were never meant to live in a state of uncertainty, wondering where your next provision would come from. You were never meant to wake up in anxiety, fearing whether you will have enough. You were meant to dwell in the certainty of divine supply. Everything you need is already arranged. The connections, the opportunities, the resources, they are already aligned in your favor. There is no delay except for the one created by doubt. Doubt is the only thing that can keep you from receiving. It is not the economy, it is not circumstances, it is not the opinions of others. The only thing that has the power to hold back your blessing is the belief that you do not already have it. But the moment you erase that belief, the moment you step fully into trust, the floodgates open. You must walk as if it is already done, speak as if it is already done, move as if every need has already been met. When you do this, the world adjusts to your faith. The invisible takes form. The unseen becomes seen. The impossible becomes reality. You are not waiting for riches. They are waiting for you to claim them. You are not chasing opportunities. They are chasing you, looking for a space where they can land. Look not at your bank account. Look not at your current situation. Look not at what the world tells you is possible. Look only to the truth that God has spoken over you. That truth is unshakable. It does not depend on the market. It does not depend on conditions. It does not depend on logic. It depends only on faith. And faith, when absolute, moves mountains. The time for hesitation is over. The time for questioning is over. You have been given the key. You have been given the authority. You have been given the promise. And that promise is that from this moment forward, you are no longer responsible for making things happen. That is God's duty now. Your only task is to believe without wavering. Do not look to others for validation. They will not understand this path because they have not been chosen for it. They will see you resting while they are striving, and they will question. They will see you prospering without effort, and they will doubt. They will see you receiving without labor, and they will assume it is luck. But it is not luck. It is law. The law of divine provision, the law that states that when God speaks, nothing can stand against it. You are beyond human limitations. You are beyond the struggles of this world. You have been lifted into a dimension where things flow effortlessly, where every step is guided, where every need is met before it even arises. You do not need to calculate, do not need to strategize, do not need to work things out. The details have already been arranged. The solutions have already been provided. The riches have already been released. If you could see what has been prepared for you, you would never doubt again. If you could see how the doors are already opened, how the connections are already forming, how the blessings are already on their way, you would never entertain another moment of worry. But even though you cannot see it yet, you must believe it as if you can. That is faith. That is the key. That is the bridge between what is unseen and what is made manifest. The world will try to pull you back. It will try to convince you that you must work for what is already yours. It will try to tell you that you must prove yourself before you can receive. But do not listen. Do not lower yourself to the ways of those who have not been chosen. You are different. You are set apart. You are called to live by a higher law. Speak nothing but abundance. Think nothing but prosperity. Walk in the assurance that you are already taken care of. From now on, everything flows to you effortlessly. The wealth, the opportunities, the blessings, they are drawn to you, seeking you, finding you wherever you go. You do not have to force it. You do not have to earn it. You simply have to receive it. There is no more fear, no more doubt, no more questioning. It is done. It has been spoken. It cannot be reversed. God has declared that you will never again have to search, never again have to strive, never again have to wonder how things will work out. It is His duty now. And God never fails. You must now begin to live as one who has already received. The waiting is over. The struggle is over. The very moment you accept this truth, the shift begins. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. It is only in the now that God moves, and it is only in the now that you must align yourself with His provision. Do not ask, when will it come? That is the language of one who doubts. Instead, declare, it is already here. Walk with the posture of one who lacks nothing. Let your spirit resonate with the certainty that all is unfolding exactly as it should. Every breath you take should be a breath of gratitude, not because you hope to receive, but because you know you already have. If you knew beyond any shadow of a doubt that wealth was flowing to you effortlessly, how would you behave? Would you still worry about the future? Would you still wake up anxious, questioning what tomorrow holds? No. You would move with the confidence of one who is secure, one who is held by the hands of the divine. And that confidence is the key to unlocking everything that has already been assigned to you. Faith is not passive. It is the most powerful force in existence. When you truly believe, all creation bends to your certainty. The people you need are drawn to you. The opportunities you require present themselves effortlessly. The resources you once chased now chase you. This is not theory, this is law. And once you master it, you will never again fall into the illusion of lack. You have seen glimpses of this before. There have been moments when things aligned perfectly, when what you needed appeared just in time, when doors opened without effort. That was not coincidence. That was a demonstration of the law at work in your life. Now, you are being called to live in that state permanently, to move from occasional moments of manifestation to a continuous flow of divine provision. You are no longer in the realm of waiting. You are in the realm of knowing. When you know that something is already yours, you no longer beg for it. You no longer worry about how it will come. You no longer waste energy trying to force what has already been ordained. Instead, you rest, you trust. You walk in unwavering assurance, and in that state, everything comes to you without resistance. The world has taught you that work is the way to wealth. That belief must now be erased. Work is the way of those who do not yet understand divine provision. But you are not among them. You are chosen. And as one who is chosen, your supply does not come from labor. It comes from alignment. Your wealth is not produced by effort. It is a natural byproduct of your faith. You are stepping into a new way of being, one where the old patterns no longer apply. You are no longer required to chase. You are no longer required to strive. You are no longer required to struggle. You are required only to believe, to speak, and to receive. The moment you fully accept this, the floodgates open. The riches that have been stored up for you begin to flow without delay. Look around you. The signs are everywhere. The opportunities have already begun to appear. The resources are already shifting in your favor. What once seemed impossible is now unfolding with ease. Do not hesitate. Do not question. Simply say, yes. Yes to the wealth. Yes to the abundance. Yes to the life that has already been prepared for you. You must remove every lingering doubt from your mind. The doubts whisper that you must do more, that you must prove yourself, that you must struggle a little longer. Silence them. They are remnants of an old way of thinking, a way that no longer applies to you. The moment you let go of doubt completely, the final barriers fall. The full manifestation of what is yours appears. It does not matter what your past looked like. It does not matter what you have been through. It does not matter what the world has told you is possible. The only thing that matters now is the truth that has been spoken over your life. And that truth is that you are chosen, you are set apart, and you are now operating under divine provision. Your role is simple. Stay in a state of gratitude. Move as one who already has everything. Speak only in alignment with abundance. Let your mind dwell only on the certainty of your wealth. The more you do this, the faster everything unfolds. The moment you doubt, you delay. But the moment you believe fully, the reality shifts instantly. You were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to live in uncertainty. You were never meant to wonder how your needs would be met. Those who do not yet understand divine provision live in that way, but not you. You have been given a new understanding, a new law to operate under, a new way of being. And that way is effortless abundance. From this moment forward, let every word you speak be a declaration of what is already yours. Let every thought be one of certainty. Let every action reflect the truth that you are already wealthy, already provided for, already standing in the fullness of divine supply. There is no more striving, there is no more waiting, there is only receiving. What belongs to you is not just enough, it is overflow. It is more than you can contain. It is riches beyond measure, not for a season, but forever. This is the life you have stepped into. This is the reality that has been waiting for you. Accept it fully, walk in it boldly, and watch as everything you once pursued now pursues you. If you pursue happiness, you have the power. If you pursue heaven, you will then pursue. You no longer live under the curse of effort. You no longer wake up with the burden of figuring out how things will come together. That is no longer your concern. Your only concern is alignment, for alignment is the only true work. The moment you step into divine alignment, you step into the realm where everything is effortlessly added unto you. The old laws of labor and toil no longer apply, for you have ascended into the higher law of faith and knowing. You must guard your mind, for the world will try to pull you back into its illusions. It will tell you that you must prove yourself, that you must earn your way, that you must struggle to receive. But those who are truly awake know better. They know that God has already spoken the word, that the provision is already secured, that the inheritance is already waiting. It is not in the future, it is here. If you had $1 billion in your bank account, would you wake up worried about how to pay your bills? No. You would rest, knowing that your supply is secure. This is the kind of rest you must now embody. The wealth that is yours is not just stored up in earthly banks, it is held in the limitless storehouses of the divine. And what God has set aside for you, no man can take away. You are not called to be like those who scramble for opportunities, who chase after money, who exhaust themselves in pursuit of provision. You are called to be different. You are called to be still and know, to declare and receive, to step into the flow where the riches of heaven pour into your life effortlessly. When you truly grasp this, you will laugh at the idea of working for wealth. You will smile at the thought of effort being the key to prosperity. You will walk as one who already has. You will move with the grace of one who is secure. You will radiate a confidence that draws all things unto you. The world will look at you and wonder why doors open so easily, why resources appear at just the right moment, why opportunities come without struggle, and they will not understand, they will not comprehend that you are operating under a higher law, a law where it is not your job to chase, but only to receive. Everything you have ever desired is already moving toward you. The wealth, the abundance, the financial overflow, it is seeking you now. It is not your place to wonder how or when. It is only your place to accept. The moment you fully accept, the floodgates open. What was once slow is accelerated. What was once hidden is revealed. What was once delayed is now immediate. The ones who are chosen do not live like the rest. They do not concern themselves with matters that others worry about. They do not live in the energy of need. They do not move from a place of lack. They live in the certainty that their God has already provided, that their steps are already ordered, that their supply is already overflowing. This is where you now reside. Do you see how effortlessly the birds of the air are fed? How they do not worry about where their next meal will come from? How they do not labor and yet are sustained with ease? How much more, then, are you taken care of? How much more is already prepared for you? You are worth more than many sparrows, and yet the world has convinced you that you must strive for what has already been freely given. That belief must now be discarded. You are not meant to toil for survival. You are meant to reign in abundance. You are not meant to wonder if your needs will be met. You are meant to walk in the confidence that they already are. From this moment, let go of every thought that tells you otherwise. Release every old belief that ties your wealth to effort. Let go of every illusion that tells you you must work to prove yourself. It is already done. There is no force in existence that can stop what has been divinely assigned to you. There is no system, no person, no obstacle that can block the overflow that is now moving in your direction. The moment you align, the moment you believe, the moment you say yes without hesitation, it all begins to flow. It does not come in drops, but in waves. It does not come in small portions, but in excess. You have stepped into a time where you will no longer experience limitation. What once seemed scarce will now be abundant. What once seemed far away will now be within reach. What once seemed impossible will now be your daily reality. There is no more waiting. There is no more struggling. There is only receiving. God does not call His chosen ones to beg for what is already theirs. He does not ask them to struggle for what has been freely given. He does not withhold blessings from those who are in alignment. He pours out riches beyond measure, not as a reward for effort, but as a natural consequence of belief. And now it is your time to step fully into that belief. The thoughts you think now must only be thoughts of abundance. The words you speak now must only be words of certainty. The energy you carry must only be the energy of one who already has. Anything less is a rejection of the blessing that is waiting to pour into your life. You must let go of doubt completely. You must let go of hesitation entirely. You must step forward with full confidence, knowing that the promise has already been fulfilled. You will begin to see signs immediately. You will notice doors opening without effort. You will see unexpected provision arriving exactly when you need it. You will experience the sensation of being carried, of being sustained, of being supported in a way you have never known before. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is the law in action. This is the divine promise manifesting before your eyes. From this day forward, you will not look for work, because you will understand that work is not your source. God is your source, and His supply is infinite. You will not chase opportunities, because you will know that opportunities are already assigned to you. You will not struggle for success, because you will embody success itself. You will not seek wealth, because wealth will seek you. The riches that are pouring into your life are not just for a season. They are forever. They are not just temporary blessings. They are an eternal inheritance. And when you finally understand this, when you finally accept this truth fully, your life will transform before your eyes. There is no force that can take away what God has given. There is no power that can stop what is already set in motion. Your only responsibility now is to remain in this knowing, to let your every thought align with abundance, to let your every word declare that you already have, to let your every step be taken in confidence, without hesitation, without fear, without doubt, because the moment you do, you will realize that what you once thought was coming is already here. What you once prayed for is already yours. What you once desired is already manifested. And from this moment on, you will never live the same way again. You are now walking in the divine flow, where struggle no longer exists. You are not bound by the laws of effort, nor are you subject to the burdens of uncertainty. The moment you surrendered to the knowing that all is already done, the heavens opened, and what was once withheld by your own doubts has now been released in full measure. There is no more striving, no more wondering if you are worthy, no more questioning if you are enough. The divine has already decided. The inheritance has already been written. The provision has already been secured. You are not here to compete, to prove, to labor under the illusion of scarcity. You are here to embody the truth that you have already won, that you have already been given all that you need and more. Your days of looking outward for confirmation are over. You do not need signs from the world, for the world is merely a reflection of your inner state. If you still see lack, it is only because your mind has not fully grasped the limitless abundance that has already been granted to you. If you still feel the weight of uncertainty, it is only because you have not fully stepped into the authority that is yours. The moment you shift, everything shifts. The moment you believe, everything appears. Money is no longer something you chase, it is something that flows to you, drawn by your certainty, pulled by your unshakable faith. Opportunities are no longer things you seek, they are things that seek you, because your presence alone is the key that unlocks doors. Success is no longer something you strive for. It is something that effortlessly unfolds before you, because you are aligned with the power that creates worlds. You must no longer concern yourself with how or when. That is not your business. That is not your responsibility. Your only task is to remain in the knowing, to keep your mind fixed on the truth, to never entertain doubt, not even for a moment. The moment you waver, you step out of the flow. The moment you question, you delay what is already on its way. You will wake up each day with a new kind of peace, a new kind of confidence, the kind that does not need evidence, the kind that does not need reassurance. You will move through life as one who already has, and the world will respond in kind. People will wonder how you attract so much without effort. They will ask how things seem to align perfectly for you. They will try to understand what makes you different, but they will never truly comprehend, because they are still bound by the illusion of effort, still trapped in the cycle of striving. You have transcended that now. You have stepped into the realm where all is given freely, not as a reward for work, but as a birthright. It is no longer about what you do, it is about what you are. And you are the chosen one, the one upon whom divine favor rests, the one for whom abundance is not a possibility, but an inevitability. Look around you. Everything you see is responding to you. The air, the earth, the people, the circumstances, all shifting according to the energy you hold. And now that you have stepped into the highest alignment, all things must align to match it. The riches that were waiting for you are now appearing. The doors that were once closed are now swinging open. The opportunities that seemed distant are now at your feet. You must release the last remnants of the old mindset, the part of you that still believes in struggle, the part of you that still holds on to doubt, the part of you that wonders if it is really this easy. That version of you is no longer needed. You are no longer the one who tries. You are the one who knows. You are no longer the one who hopes. You are the one who declares. You are no longer the one who asks. You are the one who receives. Your wealth is no longer in question. Your success is no longer in question. Your divine inheritance is no longer in question. The only thing that has ever stood in the way was your own uncertainty, and that uncertainty has now been removed. Now there is only certainty. There is only assurance. There is only the absolute knowing that all is already yours. Watch how quickly things begin to shift. Watch how effortlessly provision comes. Watch how easily opportunities arise. You are now in the season of overflow, where your hands will never be empty, where your needs will never go unmet, where abundance will be the only reality you know. The wealth that flows into your life will not be temporary. It will not be fleeting. It will not be unstable. It will be permanent, because it is rooted in divine law, and divine law does not fail. You are no longer at the mercy of the world. The world is now at the mercy of you. It will bend to accommodate you. It will rearrange itself to fit your knowing. It will deliver to you everything that is already written in your name. And from this moment on, you will walk as one who has never known lack, never known fear, never known struggle, because that version of you is gone. Now there is only abundance. Now there is only overflow. Now there is only the life that God has already prepared for you, and it is magnificent. Now you stand in the fullness of your divine inheritance, knowing that all has already been given. You no longer seek, you no longer strive, you simply receive. The old ways of struggle and doubt are behind you, and before you lies a path of abundance, effortlessly unfolding in perfect alignment with your faith. From this moment on, you move with confidence, with certainty, with the unwavering assurance that God has taken over. Provision is no longer your concern, for it flows to you freely. Success is no longer a distant hope, for it is your natural state. Riches are no longer a pursuit, for they are drawn to you like a river returning to the ocean. Walk boldly now, chosen one, for you are no longer bound by the illusions of the world. You are free, free to receive, free to flourish, free to live in the abundance that has always been yours. And as you embrace this truth fully, the world will witness the power of a life surrendered to divine will. It is done, it has always been done, and now it is yours forever.